Hey, what is going on? It is 12 noon on Friday, which means it's time for this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Christmo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Friday to help you mastermind to grow your real estate business. And I'm sure there's a lot of you right now that are thinking about getting your real estate license. Maybe circumstances have changed in your life. Maybe there's something going on that you want to just have a backup plan. You want to have maybe a little side hustle, or maybe real estate's something you're interested in. You want to maybe start out part-time and work your way into it full-time, or maybe you're ready to start tomorrow full-time, 100% all in. Whatever it is, whether you're looking to just get a foot in the water, a foot in the door in real estate, or you're trying to go all in, it's possible with real estate, but it all starts with getting a real estate license, and we now have the ability to get you your real estate license almost completely from home. The state exam you still have to take at the state testing center, but we now are approved to offer our classroom pre-licensing courses via live direct stream. So we're going to be talking about that today and how we've got a class that starts on Monday that offers this, and we'll kind of be going over this platform and how you're able to attend classes from the comfort of your home, how you do your exam online. We work with a fingerprinting company that has fingerprinting at home kits right now as well, so you get your fingerprints done at home. The state application you do online, and like I said, literally the only thing that you'd have to do in person right now is the state exam. So we're going to be walking through this process to get your real estate license, talking a little bit about what this license is actually for, and going through what these steps are if you're interested in taking this real estate career a little bit further, making it not just a dream anymore, but actually turning it into reality. So I'm really excited to bring today's show to you. I'm John Christmo. You're watching State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Christmo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. And what we're talking about today is incorporating real estate into your life. Whether that's just as an extra tool that you have in your belt, to be prepared, to have options, to not rely on one stream of income. You shouldn't be relying on one of anything, because when you only have one of something, what happens when that one thing breaks, or when that one thing goes away, or if something happens to that one thing? If that was your one source of income, well, now what do you do? So I'm a huge believer in having multiple sources of income, and real estate. Whether you're investing in real estate, whether you're doing real estate brokerage, there's a lot of opportunity in real estate. And if you think of what people need, number one, they need water. Number two, they need food. And number three, they need shelter. That's why real estate is deemed an essential service. Real estate is an essential service. Realtors right now, they're taking a lot of precautions. They're doing a lot of stuff virtually, pretty much everything they can virtually. But there are realtors still working right now, serving their clients who really need their services right now. There's people that need to buy right now. There's people that need to sell right now. There's people that need to rent right now. Those transactions are still going on despite this global shutdowns that we're seeing here. And real estate agents are legally allowed to work because they are deemed an essential service. Because, look, real estate is something people always need. Again, it's third on the list. And again, there's ways to make money with this, whether you're investing in real estate, and maybe you're interested in investing in real estate, but you don't even know where to start. A great place to start, whether you just want to broker real estate deals or you ultimately want to become an investor, is to get your real estate license so you start learning more about real estate. Because if you really want to have real estate be a big driver of your income, you want to become an expert on real estate. But now that all starts with getting a license. So in order to do any real estate brokerage activity, and brokerage activity is whenever you're bringing together people. You're bringing together buyers and sellers, you're bringing together owners and renters, figuratively speaking, not literally bringing them together, but you're ultimately making a deal, negotiating, facilitating a deal between buyers and sellers or owners and renters. That's what you're doing primarily with a real estate license. And what you do there is you help your seller understand the price that they could sell the property for and its estimated value, and for somebody thinking about selling, where their market value is right now. Is it going up? Is it going down? How is it changing? And how does that affect what their goals and objectives are for their real estate? But again, all this, you've got to become an expert. And it's not even legal to do this without a real estate license. So to get the real estate license, we've got a whole step-by-step guide at licensefl.com. We're doing a major overhaul on our website right now because we now offer this live streaming capability. We actually did not have the permission of the government to be able to live stream classes, but now with everything that's going on, we were able to get that permission to be able to live stream our classes. So we've taken our classrooms digital and virtual, so that way you can stay safe at home, or maybe because we're planning on doing this beyond once things go back to normal and people are allowed to be gathering in person again. Right now, live streaming is pretty much the only option for live classes, but we do intend, once it's safe and legal to do so, that we're able to resume these in-person classes. But we're going to continue with this live streaming format as well, because we know there's a lot of people that are all over Florida and all over the country, really, that are interested in getting a Florida real estate license through Tampa School of Real Estate. We've had people take flights to Tampa and stay in a hotel next to one of our schools while they attend our classes here. And we're so proud of that loyal following we've developed where people are willing to do that. But I know when people are trying to start a career, if you could avoid having to pay flight costs and hotel costs and be able to just take the class from your home, that is probably going to be a pretty big benefit to you compared to having to spend all that money for flights and lodging and whatnot. You can now take that money and invest it into advertising your business to further training and educating yourself. So this live streaming from the comfort of your home, video-based instruction that is literally live. There's a chat system where you can interact with the instructor as well as the other students that are in the class there. You take the end of course exam online. We've actually got a better website if you're interested in signing up. We've got a class that's starting on Monday. So it's Monday through Thursday, 9:15 to 3:30, I believe is the times on it. It's 2 weeks. You go through that and you take your end of course exam online within 30 days of you finishing the class. And we've got a whole page set up for this one right now at livelicenseclass.com. livelicenseclass.com. So livelicenseclass.com, we include your textbook for the live streaming course. You can either pick that up from our office here in New Tampa. We're still here if you need to pick up a book. We can't offer any classes in person right now due to the executive order in place in Florida, but we are still available to support you. We're still here. We've got employees working remotely. We're here in our headquarters doing a lot of these live streams, so that way you guys could take these from home. We are actually considered essential as well. So if you guys want that classification of essential to be able to, just that thought that, hey, I'm considered essential. If somebody told you you're not essential, it's like, well, what do you mean I'm not essential? What I do isn't that important? Real estate, if you are looking for importance, if you're looking for a place of I don't want to use the term power, but really a place of respect, of people look to you for your advice and your knowledge you have in this certain area, real estate is a huge market for that, because every single person on this planet needs a place to live. And they're either going to buy it or they're going to rent it, and we can help them do both and earn a commission for either one of those. Just to give you an idea, if you're wondering, okay, well, what if I do want to get my real estate license? What if I do want to get my real estate license and I'm interested in just doing it part-time, maybe on the weekends, in the evenings, whenever it is you could fit it into your schedule? That's the great thing about real estate. You're an independent contractor. So you're literally running your own business. You're running your own business. You're registered with a broker. There's a requirement to register your license with a broker so you stay legally compliant. And that broker's there to provide you support and tools and training and additional things to help you build a successful real estate business. But ultimately, you decide when you want to work, or how much it is that you want to work, or what type of clients it is that you want to go after or target, or who it is that you want to work with. It is your own business. There's really, and I've been an entrepreneur almost my entire life, and I really haven't found any business that can produce successful results like real estate does that has such a low barrier to entry. This is a 2-week class to get this real estate license. It's a 2-week class, a couple $100 to take the class. You're probably looking around $500-$600, under $1,000, I would say, between licensing fees, renewals for your first 2 years, and all kinds of things like that. if you want to start any other sort of business, if you go to those other things on the list, how are you going to start a water business? Well, let's not even go there, because unless you're Nestle, then they're the ones that basically have the monopoly on the water business. So, I don't know, maybe you can make some money with selling water, but Nestle's a pretty big competitor. If we think about food is a pretty competitive space, but at the same time, there's a lot of cost to start some sort of food-based business. And there's a lot of regulation involved with that to make sure that you don't get people sick, that you're providing healthy, sanitary options, I should say, and all that type of stuff. But if you wanted to start a restaurant, I mean, you're talking of tens of, not hundreds of thousands of dollars to go start a restaurant. And maybe you could figure out some other way to make some money on food, but here's the thing with food, and this is the reason why there's a lot of restaurants and a lot of people in the food and entertainment industry that's really feeling probably having the hardest time through this right now out of any sector. And the reason why is because with food, margins are super slim. Margin meaning your profit. So the money that you make selling food is very slim. Now, yes, there's huge companies that like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and all these places that are successful and make tons of money, but they do that through volume. So if you're like one person wanting to start like a franchise, I mean, that's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars probably to open some sort of franchise restaurant model for slim profit margins, where if something happens where all of a sudden traffic dies off, whether that's something that happens globally, like what's going on now, or maybe it's just something going on locally, just in your neck of the woods, just in your particular business, maybe you take away that traffic, and now all of a sudden those slim profit margins, even if you're still doing some business, it's not able to keep up with everything. So now let's get into shelter, back into real estate. In real estate, there's no inventory. You know, if you wanted to go sell food or water, you got to go buy food or water and then go try to mark it up to sell it to other people. With real estate brokerage, we do not own the real estate. We are not the buyers of the real estate. We are not the sellers of the real estate. We're the facilitators of the real estate transactions. We're the guides. We're the people that help people understand what they need to do, how to do it, who are the right people, who are the right things you need to do to go through this process smoothly, seamlessly, that's going to cost you the least amount of money. That's what we're doing. So you don't have any inventory to buy. You don't have to go buy houses to sell houses. If you have a real estate license, you could sell any house, even if you don't own it. That's the catch that requires a real estate license. That's why the Florida Real Estate Commission requires you get a license, because it's not your property. If you want to buy and sell your own property, there is a benefit, a huge benefit to having a real estate license, and a benefit that typically tunes into about 3%. If there's a 3% commission offered for a property, if you have a real estate license, you could actually use that commission towards your down payment of the property. It's a huge benefit. And this is one of the reasons why, whether you're interested in practicing real estate or not, or maybe you're not sure if you want to practice real estate, why you should take this class, get the license, and have this capability. Because if you want to sell, or let's say you want to buy a $300,000 house. You want to buy a $300,000 property. If this $300,000 property is in the MLS, the multiple listing service, some broker listed this in the MLS and got the seller to agree to pay, let's say, a 3% commission. So a 3% commission on $300,000 is going to be about $9,000. Now, if you bring a buyer to this property, well, then you get paid $9,000, minus if you have a split with your broker. Depending on the agreement you make with the broker you join, they might charge you a flat fee, maybe a percentage of this or something like that. That's something you negotiate with a broker. Or if you have a broker license yourself, once you've been licensed for 2 years, you're eligible to get your broker license, and then you can put that whole $9,000 in your pocket if you've got a broker license and you're the acting broker of your own brokerage. But you have to put in at least 2 years of experience as a sales associate to be eligible to get a broker license. Another reason why, again, time is of the essence, that you want to do this sooner rather than later. But let's say you're not helping somebody buy this house. Let's say you want to buy this $300,000 house. Now, here are some of the other benefits, because we're going to talk about how this money is a big benefit for you if you have a real estate license. But some of the other benefits is, if you have a real estate license and you've joined the Association of Realtors and you've got access to the MLS, you have now access to all the tools that a realtor would use to assist you. And so you have access to these tools, you have access to the MLS to be able to see instantly when properties become available and get details that you cannot find in public websites through the MLS. You could find information that's in the MLS that is only in the MLS that you will not find anywhere else. The MLS is the best source of property data in the world because not only is it manually entered directly by a person, but it's also checked and verified by a whole community of people that use this MLS system. So it's an extremely accurate system for properties that are available on the market. And so you have access to all of that and access to all kinds of tools for better understanding the value, better understanding the neighborhood, understanding comps and all that type of stuff. So whether you're looking to buy this as your home or buy it as an investment, you get a whole suite of tools by becoming, getting a real estate license and joining the Association of Realtors and getting access to all of their tools. So you're already better prepared and more well-informed, also more well-informed from taking your pre-licensing class so you understand the laws and rules of buying and selling real estate, of what you can and cannot do in the most fundamental sense. That's what you're learning in your pre-licensing course. So let's say you got the license and you didn't have any plans to use it. You got the license because you wanted to learn about real estate. And you're going to learn all kinds of laws and rules, and you're going to learn about mortgages in the course, you're going to learn about appraising property, you're going to learn about property taxes. Since we all need real estate, I could almost guarantee that every single one of you, and maybe not everything in the course, because there's a lot of laws and rules, especially at the beginning of the course, that the Florida Real Estate Commission wants to make sure that you know, but especially as you get deeper into the course, probably about the halfway point is where things really start to get interesting, where the topics are much more real and you understand real estate at such a greater level by going through this. And that's just scratching the surface. Once you get into further courses, further training, further education, you really get to understand real estate at a whole new level, and it just opens your eyes to a lot of opportunity that's out there the more it is that you understand real estate. But let's say you're not quite there yet. You got the course, you passed your exam, you have the license, but you haven't really been doing anything with the license. You kind of got it, so you have it in case you want to start using it. But you're considering buying your own home. You're considering buying a home, and you find this home that's for sale for $300,000. And you look in the MLS, and there's already a pre-negotiated commission for the agent representing the buyer for 3%. If you find that in there, that it's a $300,000 property with a 3% cooperating commission, that they're paying you this cooperating commission, that's $9,000 that you could put as your down payment or put it towards your closing cost. If you take this $9,000 and put it towards your down payment, that's already a 3% down payment right there given to you. Basically for free. It's not for free. You got to get the real estate license. You got to go through that process to make this all possible. But having the real estate license, now maybe they're only offering a 2% commission. Hey, that's a 2% down payment. Maybe they offer a 4% commission. That's a 4% down payment. And you might wonder, well, John, is a 3% down payment enough? That depends on your credit, but if you get to 3.5%, if you get to 3.5%, now we're in a different ballpark, because then we're talking about an FHA loan, which an FHA loan has a lot more accepting standards compared to a conventional loan. It's a loan that's backed by the federal government, the FHA loan, the Federal Housing Administration 203B, though there's a whole set of FHA loans. You learn about this in your pre-licensing course when you get into the mortgage sections about the FHA loan program. Also with the VA loan program, if you're a veteran, you already qualify for the zero money down for your VA loans if you're a veteran, a spouse of a veteran, or whoever would qualify for a VA loan. So you qualify for 0% down, but that doesn't stop you from being able to take this 3% here and apply it towards your property. Just because you have zero down doesn't mean you have to do zero down. If you're getting $9,000 of free money because you have a real estate license, well, yeah, put that towards it. Put that towards it. Put that towards the property. Reduce your cost of the property by $9,000. Whether you have to make that as a down payment or not. But let's say you're not a veteran. You might qualify for the FHA loan. And the FHA loan, again, has lower requirements compared to conventional loans typically, especially in times like these. The FHA, that a lot of them have tightened their standards, but they're still a lot more accepting compared to other loan options. Talk to a mortgage loan originator. We're not the ones that make the loans as a real estate sales associate or broker. We're helping connect to the right people, though. That's a big part of our job, is helping people get in connections with the people they need to be in touch with. Whether that's a mortgage broker, an appraiser, an inspector, a title company, a real estate attorney, there's all kinds of services. You are not in this alone in real estate. That's one of the things I think why a lot of people are able to find success in real estate where they can't find success in other professions or other businesses. I've started a lot of businesses. Like I said, I've been an entrepreneur almost my entire life. But nowhere, no other community. Maybe with network marketing. Network marketing usually has some really strong culture. A lot of culture going on in network marketing if you've ever been part of a network marketing program. But with real estate, you're not selling like some hair gel or something like that costs like $1 million. Like you typically do with a lot of these multi-level companies. You're selling some sort of very expensive product that people might not even want. And you're just trying to help them understand why this could benefit them so much. But look, I'll tell you one thing people do want. They want a place to live. They don't just want it. They don't just want a place to live. They need a place to live. Now, they might already have a place to live, but maybe that place is too small. Maybe that place is too big. Maybe that place is too expensive. Maybe they've made more money and they want to buy a bigger place. Maybe they're having another kid and they need to have another bedroom. Maybe they got relocated and they need to move. Maybe somebody lost their job, but then they just got a new job, and all of a sudden they need a house to live. They need to sell their current house, and they need to buy a new house in this new area they have to move to for their new job. There's a lot of shifts going on right now. There's a lot of people changing. You see these reports of massive unemployment, but then at the same time, you see these reports of massive employment, of where there's new jobs being created. There's new sectors that are thriving right now. In this state of panic and global crisis, there are industries that are doing better than ever. And those companies need to be able to hire people, whether that's through delivery and fulfillment. And there's going to be lasting change here. Even then when things get back to normal, people are going to be more willing to do things virtually, to get things delivered to their door, to get their groceries delivered, as opposed to maybe going to the Publix or something like that. Publix announced the other day that they're looking into developing their own platform so they don't have to rely on Instacart anymore. So Publix, one of the largest grocers in the country, dominates the entire southeastern area. If you're in Florida, you know who Publix is. You probably were raised on Publix. Tons of Publixes out here, and they're adapting their business. Not just for the short term, though, but for the long term. Because, yes, there's things like right now, like we had to make sure we got live streaming up and running because we can't do in-person classes right now. As of tonight, with the new order that releases in Florida, attending a class is not considered an essential activity. However, we are an essential service to provide you distance learning education options, and that's why we're able to provide you this live stream option. So we will have a live stream that starts on Monday, 9:15 a.m. You could sign up at livelicenseclass.com. We could ship you a book for the textbook for this, or you could stop into our office here in New Tampa and pick up the book. We are still open if you need to pick up a book or anything like that. Again, just no classes for that there, but livelicenseclass.com will walk you through the whole process. It's got the schedule on there that's currently available. It's got details about the course. It's got details about the digital study materials that are included with the course. One of the things that we're also including with this livelicenseclass.com when you sign up through there is we're also going to be starting a 90-day business boot camp. A 90-day live stream, probably about once a week, that we end up meeting and going through developing your business plan. Developing your business plan, having activities, things that you're doing to push your real estate business forward. And this is not something we've done before. This is something new that we're doing right now because we want to help you understand that there is still business out there. There's a lot of business to be had, but you have to be really more intentional than ever about how you go about this. Now, if you could develop a plan to work with the current conditions and current climate and current everything going on, current situation. And this is something you always have to do. It's just there's a lot of realtors out there right now that don't know what they're doing. That say, well, I don't know, I've never done the e-signature before. We've had it for 10 years, but I've never wanted to use the e-signature. If you've never used an e-signature before, you're either going to learn now or, well, I guess that's it. Well, let's hopefully wait that if you could stick it out long enough to when real estate gets back to normal. But even then, when people pull out paper, they'll probably say, oh, paper, that's unsanitary. Why aren't you using e-signatures? So there's a lot of technology that's available that if you embrace that technology, not only will it allow you to still continue to do business right now, but it'll allow you to do your business at new levels that you never knew possible. real estate is behind the times in adopting technology. If you look at what the average real estate agent uses for technology, they're not taking full advantage of all the tools that exist out there. So there's an opportunity right now. If you consider yourself maybe a little tech savvy, right now is probably a really great time for you to get into real estate. Now, what do you mind if you're saying, oh, well, I'm not that tech savvy? All right, that's you could still be successful in real estate, but you're going to have to learn some technology stuff. You're going to have to learn some technology stuff. And it's only going to be, this is why people were freaking out years ago about the robots taking over. Because robots are definitely better at us than technology. So what do? We have to grow. We have to develop. We have to be intentional about this. We have to be intentional about what path we're taking our life down. And we're here to help you through that. Part of this little boot camp thing, we haven't really been advertising it much because we need to figure out what it is that you need help with. What do you need help with? And through this 90-day program here, we're going to figure out how we could help you overcome whatever obstacles it is that you're facing and ultimately develop a plan and start executing on that plan to build a successful real estate business. Because that's what we want to do here. We don't want to just sell you a class about real estate. The class about real estate, yes, it'll teach you some things, but that class alone won't change your life. It might start the change, it might start the process, but what does change your life, what the changes are, it's not what we do, it's what you do. It's you signing up for the class. We can't force you to sign up for this. This is voluntary for you to go take a class. You have to make this change. You have to make that decision. And it's going to be a series of decisions that you're making. Not only you're making the decision to sign up for the class, but you're making the decision to show up. And not just show up the first day, but every day through the class. And making the decision when things get difficult, and when things get complicated, and when things get confusing, and you're understanding this stuff for the first time, so you might feel lost at some point. That's going to happen to every single person at some point going through this material, because there's a lot of material. A lot of it is dense. There's a lot of variety of material, so a lot of stuff might make sense, but maybe there's one thing that doesn't make sense. We're here to help you through that. We want to help you overcome all these obstacles, get through this process, so you make these decisions to do these things, to buckle down, to go all in on everything it is that we've got to offer, and we will help you build a successful real estate business. That is our goal. That's what we want to do here. We don't want to just sell people classes, and when your friend asks you, hey, did you ever get your real estate license? And you say, no, I took a class, and it was a good class, but I never really done anything with it. Does that person sound like they want to join real estate now? Maybe they still do. But they're like, oh, okay, all right, well. Whereas if you're like, oh my God, yeah, Tampa School of Real Estate got me set up for success. Tampa School of Real Estate is fantastic. You need to go to Tampa School of Real Estate. That's what we want to get you saying. But we know we can't force you to say that. We have to provide you an exceptional experience so that you are willing to go out there and wave the Tampa School of Real Estate flag for us. That's what we've been doing for years, since 2007, once we got started, to really provide a better experience. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick with us. I'm John Christopher. You're watching State of Real Estate.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Carissimo. What we're here to do every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time, is help you mastermind to grow your real estate business. But we're doing something where we're taking a step back today for all of you guys that have been thinking about getting your real estate license, but you've been on the fence about it. Look, it doesn't get any easier than being able to just open up your laptop or turn on your iPad, sign in, and attend classes. This is the easiest we've ever made it. Since the beginning, we've always marketed the easy as 1, 2, 3 thing. And look, I'll be honest with you. This course, there's going to be a lot of material in there. And there's a lot of things you'll need to remember for the exam. And the exam, you'll need to study for it. So you will need to work for this. I'll give you the disclaimer right now. If you're looking for something that, a class that you take so you don't have to do anything, and you're able to just have money pouring in from taking that class doesn't exist. That's not a real thing. Anything that you want to have money pouring in or any money coming in whatsoever, you've got to work for it. It's not just buying a class. It's not just signing up for a class. It's what you do with that information after you've gone through it. It's the actions that you take, the decisions that you make, and we want to help you make the right decisions. That's what our courses are designed to do. First and foremost, this livelicenseclass.com. This is your sales associate pre-licensing course that focuses on the information you need to pass your real estate exam. So what you're learning out, it starts out with a bunch of laws and rules and basic stuff that isn't the most exciting. But then once you get to about Unit 4, you start getting into more interesting topics that are more about things about real estate. Now, it does focus on a lot of laws and rules because the goal of this class is to get you to pass your real estate exam. The goal of the class is to get you to pass your real estate exam. So you take this class, you go through about 19 units of material. You do that via live stream. You take an end of course exam online. You take that exam within 30 days of you completing the live streaming sessions. And as long as you score at least a 70% out of the 100 multiple choice questions, so there's 100 ABCD multiple choice questions, you need to score a 70%. If you could score 70% on the 100 multiple choice question exam, you pass the end of course exam. So yeah, and it's only a 70%, which means you can miss 30 questions. Now, if you want to make sure you don't miss more than 30 questions, you still need to study. Like I said, we will show you the path. We are here to help you, guide you through this process, guide you through first and foremost the licensing process. Get the license so you can even do any of this, because you can't do any of this stuff. You can't get that 3% unless you have a real estate license. So we've got to get you the license first. We've got to get you in compliance with the Florida Real Estate Commission in the state of Florida. That's getting the real estate license, passing your exam. And that will take work. That will take studying. I don't care how smart you are. When I took my course originally, I thought I was super smart and a good test taker. And so I breezed through the class, but before I took the end of course exam, I took a practice exam because everybody kept telling me, oh, this is a tough exam. So I took the practice exam and I was like, oh, crap. I don't know this stuff. I got like 30 questions in. I'm like, all right, obviously I need to study. Let's not waste any more time going through these 100 questions where I don't even know what I'm looking at here. And so this whole process of how we guide you through this, our pass first try strategy, the study tools that we've built, the curriculum that we've designed, the way we deliver our classes, these are all designed to make this easier on you. That creates more work for us, but we know it's worth it because this is a complicated process. And I know going through this class, you're gonna have moments where you're like, why do I need to know this? Because you need it to pass your exam. Maybe it'll come up one time over your 50, 100-year real estate career, whatever it is, and maybe it doesn't even come up. It depends on what type of real estate you're practicing. It depends on what you're doing with the real estate license, whether you're going to need to use all the information from the course. But I guarantee you there's information in that course that you do need to know to be able to pass the exam and get your real estate license, be in compliance with the state of Florida, but information that you might not find useful. And maybe someday you use it, maybe you don't. Doesn't matter, you need to know it anyways to pass the exam. So our goal is to get you through that process as simply and easily as possible. That's why we developed our pass first try strategy. That's why all the study tools that we've built are designed the way they are. Again, it took extra work for us to do that, to be able to build our own study tools rather than just resell something from some national retailer of exam prep materials that all the national material I've looked at, I've always have found errors in any company that sells nationwide real estate licensing. Now, there might be some out there that I haven't looked at. I looked at quite a bit, but there might be some out there that sell courses nationwide that is 100% accurate. But I could usually find the errors in there. And that's just because the laws change so frequently. There's so many laws that are different in Florida compared to other states. So that's why we're the specialist in Florida real estate licensing and Florida real estate licensing only. That's why we don't do any additional states. Now in the future, as we scale into a larger organization, maybe we bring in experts from these other states where we can offer specialized education like that. But otherwise, that's why we focus on Florida right now, because we don't want to confuse you with any laws or rules that conflict from other states. And that's why also, if you have a license from another state, if you've got a license from some other part of the country and you're going through the licensing process here in Florida, in most cases, you'll have to go through a pre-licensing course. There's a few limited situations where you might have, if you're licensed in a certain state, where it drops the requirement for you significantly. But if you're like most people transferring your license into Florida, you end up having to relearn a lot of information that's different than the way it was in your state, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But again, that's why we're here to try to make this as easy as possible for you. This should not be the obstacle that stops you from having a successful real estate career. There should not be any obstacles. Any obstacles out there can be overcame. There's so much opportunity in real estate. It's such a broad category, such a broad industry, and it's something that everybody needs, and it's not something that's going away. It's something that's considered essential. Residential and commercial real estate is considered an essential service. So if you want to make yourself essential, if you want to have another tool in your belt, another source of income, something you can maybe do on the side. And look, even if you closed one property, if you just sold one home, if you sold one $300,000 home and earned 3% commission on that $300,000 property, that's $9,000. Whatever you're doing right now, would you take an extra $9,000 on top of it? Now, yes, you do have to work for this. This isn't going to be $9,000 that just falls on your lap one day, or you just get a check that comes in the mailbox all of a sudden because you took a real estate class. We don't send you checks for taking the real estate class, but you can get a lot of checks coming to you if you take the real estate class and do something with that information. And even, like I said, if it's just one property, that's an extra $9,000 you could add to your income a year. And especially if you already kind of have this figured out of what you're doing, maybe you could transition more into real estate if that's something you want to do. If you enjoy it and you want to go deeper into it and build something larger, maybe you turn this into you selling one property a month. You sell one property a month, that's $9,000 a month if these are $300,000 properties with a 3% commission. And in the Tampa Bay area, this is about the price of an average home. The last time I checked, it was like $333,000, but we'll leave it at $300,000. Keep the math the same here. So this is about what an average price home is in the Tampa Bay area. Now, depending where you're watching from, maybe that's slightly more, maybe that's slightly less. But here's the thing about lower prices. Lower prices mean lower commissions, because if we took 3% of $200,000, yeah, that would only be $6,000 as opposed to $9,000. But here's the thing. Think of the difference in the number of people that could afford a $200,000 home versus a $300,000 home. And that might not sound like a huge difference in price points, but going from a $200,000 home to a $300,000 home is a really significant jump. That's going 50% higher than the $200,000 price, going up to $300,000. So my point is, there's a lot more people that could afford homes as you get lower in price. If this was a $600,000 home, at a 3% commission, that's $18,000. But as we get into higher price points, and this all depends on your market as well, maybe $600,000 is an average price point in the area that you live in. And that is a typical sale price. But when it's a lower sale price, that just means more transactions and more volume. Because when the prices are lower, it opens up to a larger pool of buyers, which means it's probably going to sell faster if it's priced appropriately. And these are all kinds of things you'll start to learn about also in your post-licensing class. So after you get your real estate license, this class right here, livelicenseclass.com, again, the goal of that is to get you to pass your exam. But let's say you passed your exam, and you're like, okay, now what? What do I do now? What's next after I've passed my real estate exam? Well, step one is passing your exam, going through the course, getting all the requirements, doing your studying, passing the exam. Now that you've got the license, what do you do with it? How do you use it? That's where post-licensing comes in. This is a requirement. You're required to take 45 hours of post-licensing within about the first 18 months of obtaining your real estate license. So usually within about the first 18 months of obtaining your real estate license, you'll have to do a 45-hour post-licensing course. Now this course, this is the course you'll probably want to take. This course you're excited to take, but then you realize it's a bunch of laws and rules and basics, and you're like, okay, cool, that's good, but I want to learn how to make some money. Well, that's where our post-licensing course comes in. The post-licensing course, now that you've got the laws and rules out of the way and you have the license, now let's talk about planning your business. Let's talk about doing listing presentations. Let's talk about buyer brokerage agreements and taking buyers and closing buyers. Let's talk about how to hold effective open houses. Let's talk about how to generate leads. That's all in your post-licensing course. And this is really essential to jump-starting your real estate career. We have a package we call our Complete Jumpstart, and it includes this post-licensing course because we want to help you jumpstart your career. And we know the sooner you take this course, it's a requirement that you've got to do to keep your license anyways, but you want to do this as soon as you've got your license because it's really going to help you understand a lot better now what to do with your real estate license, how to actually make some money with it, and not just something you think that'll make money, but something that's proven and tried and true to make money. That's the mistake that a lot of people make when they're trying something new, is when you're trying to make something work and there's already proven strategies. If there's already proven strategies and you're trying to make something work and you decide to do something new, what's more likely to work? Something that's proven that we know works, or something that's a cool idea that might be a better thing, but we don't know for sure yet? Look, part of being able to grow your business is being able to make some assumptions of times when you think things might be able to work better. So there absolutely is a time and place for that in your business, for your creativity, for your inventiveness, for you being able to differentiate yourself. But you got to know the fundamentals first. You've got to know what already works, so that way you can do what already works, and then you could start improving on it. Then you could start putting in your tweaks and your ideas and things that you're going to do to be able to grow your business better and differentiate it from anybody else's real estate business. But start out with those things that are proven that you know will work, these basic fundamental things that you need to know about practicing real estate, and that's what our post-licensing course is designed to now teach you in that there. So ultimately, you want to get this course out of the way, get that, go through, study, pass your exam, and as soon as you've got your license, then go ahead and enroll in the 45-hour post-licensing course. It's a requirement. You're going to have to do it at some point anyways, but the sooner you do it, the faster you'll be able to jumpstart your real estate business, and again, be able to understand better how to build a successful real estate career. But look, so that's how to start a real estate career from home. It's never been easier. Now with us to have the ability to live stream the classes directly into your home. And the live streams are not like a Facebook live stream like this. It's not just a Facebook live stream. It's a whole online virtual classroom environment that we have that you go into. We're not just streaming stuff on Facebook or YouTube or something like that. This is a managed learning system, virtual classroom system that is designed for teaching you classes. You know, I love doing these live streams here, but this is an entirely different format than what you're actually going through with our classes. So check out livelicenseclass.com if you want to get enrolled in that class starting Monday. We have some additional classes starting up just in case starting Monday doesn't work out for you right now. But if you've been deemed non-essential, if you're home, if you're feeling like you want to do more with your life and you want a way to do that from your couch or recliner or kitchen table or your home office, or maybe you're sitting out in your lounge chair next to your pool or wherever it is that you're doing this from, if you want to do this on a tablet or even a phone. Now, we don't recommend doing it on the phone, but you absolutely can. It is possible. It's not going to be the best experience doing it on the phone, but it 100% works. Everything snaps down and fits onto the phone. Not as big, but maybe hook that up to your TV. All kinds of cool stuff it is you could do right from the comfort of your own home. So livelicenseclass.com, you get signed up for that class starting Monday. If you're interested in some of the additional classes we have coming up after that, call us at 813-333-2676. If you've got questions about our study tools, maybe you want to figure out how to pass the exam on your first try and what we recommend to do that, that's available at passfirsttry.com. Passfirsttry.com is our step-by-step guide of how to go through this process with the least friction of going through this the simplest, easiest way possible, not trying to figure out on your own what is important and what isn't, but allowing us to guide you through this process of what you need to study to be prepared to pass your exam. So we built out that whole strategy. It's all available at passfirsttry.com, or call us. We're the experts in this. We are here to help you through this process, 813-333-2676. We want to help you become more successful. That's our goal. We don't want to just sell you a class. We don't want you to just come take a class with us. We don't want you just even to get your real estate license. That's a great milestone. We'll absolutely celebrate that with you. But what we ultimately want to do is to get you to achieve whatever dream it is that you had in getting your real estate license and achieving that dream. Whether that's income, whether that's time, whether that's having control, whether that's being able to build your own future rather than being subject to somebody else's. To have your own plan that you're following and through and developing and implementing your own plan rather than being part of somebody else's plan. We want you to have that freedom. We want you to have that capability. It all starts with getting a real estate license. Go through that process, get the license. Let us continue to guide you through this process to build a successful real estate career. We're here every Friday for you for State of Real Estate. We're here every Wednesday for Ask the Instructor. And we're always here by phone, by chat, by text message. Any way you want to communicate with us, we're here. We're available for you. We want to help you. We want you to have a successful real estate business. Whatever success means to you, we want to help you get there. We want to help you achieve that. Even if it is, hey, what's the best way that I could sit at home and just get checks in my mailbox? There's a way to do that in real estate. You do still have to work. I don't have anything for you. I don't have anything to tell you or sell you or teach you that requires no work that's going to get you money. So you've got to make that commitment to me that you're going to work for it. But I could show you ways where your work is going to go a lot farther than probably it does right now. That you'll be able to get a lot more done and a lot more accomplished. And that's the big shift that's going on in real estate right now. As real estate agents take advantage of these virtual tools that exist, and they've existed for years. Not because we thought we would have to need them for a time like this, but because they've existed for years to help you streamline and run your business more effectively and efficiently. Now we have to use those tools. Everybody's required to use it. So even our clients, if they don't want to use it, well, that's our option right now. We've got to use it, so look, I'll get you through this. So it's forcing us to adopt this technology. If there's any conspiracy of what's going on, I'm sure there's not conspiracy, but it always makes you wonder when you see these conspiracy theories. But there's definitely a big benefit going on for the tech industry right now as we become much more digital. And we could sit here and put on our tinfoil hats and make conspiracy theories that we'll never know the answers to, or we could take advantage of the situation that we observe and figure out how we can survive, and not just survive, but thrive through whatever is going on in the world. And whether it's a pandemic, whether it's economic issues, whether maybe it's just issues going on in your own life. You know, we're all on the same page right now with this global crisis, but every single day there's people all over the world that have their own global crisis, that have their own issues going on, and you want to be best prepared for that. If you lost your job tomorrow, what would you do? Do you have any other sources of income? Do you have any other way it is that you can make money? And if you have another way to make money, do you know how to make money using that other way? And is there anybody there to support you through that process? Not only are we here to support you, but real estate, it's a very supportive industry. It's a very cooperative industry. Like I said, that's why I've ran a lot of businesses. I've started a lot of businesses, but I've nowhere ever seen the cooperation that exists in real estate in any other industry out there. And that's because our business by nature is involved with cooperating with other agents, where the listing agent is the one that pre-negotiates that commission for us. So if you're using your license to buy your own home, you could thank the listing agent for pre-negotiating you a 3% bonus, basically, for that 3% commission for you to use towards your down payment. Like I said, if you wanted to do an FHA loan, the last time I checked, the cutoff on an FHA loan in the Tampa Bay area, I think was like 330, 340, 350, somewhere in the mid threes, I would say. So you could absolutely get a $300,000 loan to the FHA, but it usually requires a minimum down payment of at least 3.5%. So you would have to come up with an extra 5%, or an extra 0.5%, an extra 0.5%. But that extra 0.5% here, that's like $1,500. So to get a 3.5% down payment, if you don't have a real estate license, because maybe you're not sure about if you want to practice real estate. You're not sure if you want to use your real estate license to help others, but maybe you're okay with helping yourself and being more knowledgeable and having that license should you ever want to use it commercially, using it to help others. But let's say, again, you don't have a real estate license. Well, for a 3.5% down payment, for 3.5%, which is the required minimum down payment, the minimum cash investment for an FHA loan, that's now an extra $1,500. So then we're talking about $10,500. $10,500 is a 3.5% down payment on $300,000. Now, getting the real estate license, that saves you $9,000 on this purchase if there's a 3% commission being offered. So now instead of your down payment being $10,500, your down payment's $1,500. So if you use your real estate license for one transaction for yourself, having that real estate license for one transaction to buy one home for yourself with a 3% commission that's a $300,000 home you're buying, it's going to pay you $9,000 to have that license. And now your down payment you need is only going to be $1,500. And yes, you might have some other closing costs unless you negotiate the seller to pay those closing costs. And that's part of the knowledge piece that you're getting. You might say, oh, well, okay, $1,500 for the down payment. Okay, that's cool if I've already got the $9,000, but what about closing cost? What if I told you don't have to pay closing cost? And you were to say, well, what do you mean I don't have to pay closing cost? Closing cost, in case you're not familiar with what a closing cost is so in addition to this down payment, if you were to take out a loan on a with a $300,000 property, to do 3.5% down. So again, that's the FHA loan program that allows for a 3.5% down payment. That requires a $10,500 down payment. But then the other side of this is you still have additional cost for the closing services, for title insurance, for or loan origination fees, discount points, all kinds of other additional closing costs you might end up having. There are ways, if you know how to use a contract, the realtor contracts, either little fill-in-the-blank contracts that we use from the Association of Realtors. That's one of the benefits of joining the Association of Realtors is you can use their fill-in-the-blank contracts that, again, helps make this easier for you to get it done. That's part of the support system that exists in real estate is the Association of Realtors. They've got a lot of tools that are designed to be able to make it easy for us to do business. And they've got all these contracts pre-written with fill-in-the-blanks that we fill in, and you can negotiate in the seller to pay a percentage or maybe even all of the closing cost. Now, you have to be creative. This is more difficult to do, and the average person wouldn't be able to do this. The average person wouldn't be able to get this 3% commission because they don't have an active real estate license. So if you want to be able to claim the commission that's being offered, you need to have an active real estate license in order to do that. Otherwise, it's a third-degree felony where you could go to jail for 5 years. So taking a 2-week pre-licensing course and doing some studying is probably a lot better than 5 years of having to go to jail because you tried to take this 3% without having a real estate license. So let's say you get the license, so you don't have to worry about going to jail. Now that 3% that's being offered that was pre-negotiated by the listing agent that the seller's going to pay you 3% to buy their home. That's essentially what it is when you're using this commission for your own property. You could do that. You could apply this commission towards the closing cost, towards your down payment, whatever it needs to go towards, it's going to reduce it. And it's basically just, again, for this $300,000 property, a 3% commission, a free $9,000. Where else are you going to go? Is the seller going to say, hey, I'll pay you $9,000 to buy my property? Sounds like a pretty good deal. But again, that's only possible for you to claim that commission if you have a real estate license, because you're now brokering the deal here. And then let's say you want to sell the property as well. You get some advantage there because you could be your own listing agent. You could put it in the MLS. There's a lot of things it is you could do. So again, just that one transaction, that's $9,000 right there. And if that's not reason for you to invest whatever you need to invest to get your real estate career started, even if this were a $200,000 home, maybe you're not ready to buy a $300,000 home, maybe you're just buying a $200,000 home. But even at $200,000, a 3% commission is $6,000. But look, maybe you buy the $200,000 home now, and then you make some money, your property appreciates a little in value, you pay down your loan balance, and then you end up trading up to a $300,000 home. Now your real estate license has saved you $6,000 on the purchase of your $200,000 home. Let's say you sold this also for $200,000. If you were to pay a listing agent to list it for you, you might pay them 3%, so there's another $6,000. So buying and selling this one $200,000 home, it's worth $12,000 potentially to have your real estate license. So $12,000 you've got right there, but then when you go to buy yourself this $300,000 home and upgrade, now you're getting paid another $9,000 to buy that. Wouldn't it be awesome to be paid for buying your own things? You know, that's a joke people make with the self-checkout lanes. If you've been through these self-checkout lanes and you've heard people make the cliche joke of, when do I get my paycheck for doing my own checkout? This is the self-checkout. Having a real estate license is the self-checkout of real estate. But here's the thing. You get paid. You get paid to self-check yourself out with a real estate license. If you have the real estate license, if you're appropriately licensed, you get paid to do self-checkout of your real estate. And again, part of this is you're going to understand this process much better. You're going to understand real estate much better. So if you're worried of, oh, I don't know if I want to be responsible for my own sale, once you learn what you're learning through this, you're going to say, I don't know if I'd want to trust anybody else with this much requirement, with this much duty, with this much having to be done for me. Because there's a lot that goes on. There's a lot that we do to be able to provide exceptional service to our clients. And when you start learning about all the things that are done, you'll realize, okay, maybe it is worth what real estate agents get paid. But again, now if you're using this for your own benefit, buying and selling this one house for $200,000, you buy it and then you later sell it maybe a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, however long you want to live there, and then you get another $6,000, then you go move into this new $300,000 house, and you got another $9,000 that you're being paid. So across these 3 transactions that you would do for yourself probably over the course of 5 to 7 years, over the course of 5 to 7 years, it would benefit you from having the real estate license $21,000 in this example here. We're not charging $21,000 to get your real estate license. It's significantly less than that. Check us out at livelicenseclass.com or call us at 813-333-2676 and take advantage of what's out there waiting for you. If you've ever bought real estate before and you have not been able to take advantage of this commission, if you've already have done this, if you've already bought and sold a $200,000 house and then bought a $300,000 house, you gave away $21,000. If you want to go get that $21,000 just for your own purposes, let alone what you could do to help other people and make a lot more than that, livelicenseclass.com. We've got a class starting on Monday. If you've got more questions about getting the real estate license and really this whole process, 813-333-2676. Look, thank you guys for tuning in. If you've got questions, call us, chat us, do whatever it is that you want to do to reach us. Every communication line is open for us. It's always open for us. Every communication line, text us, call us, chat with us, whatever works best for you. 813-333-2676. That's all the time we've got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida Real Estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.